All right, I'd like to call the meeting for Wednesday, March 25th, 2026 at 6 p.m. I'd like to call it to order. We're going to begin right now with a discussion of rehire candidates. We have Mike Frith, Laura Bolton, or Greg Robinson. All right, we have no discussion. We will move on. All right, that concludes the rehire hearing. We will now move to the Pledge of Allegiance. Post. Oh, I stand corrected. I'm sorry, that was just, I need to take a roll call here. My apologies. I missed that.
It's okay. Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes. My apologies. All right.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, each month, the Little Miami Board of Education takes time to celebrate outstanding individuals who make our district such a special place. These students, staff, and community members exemplify leadership, character, and Panther pride in all they do. Tonight, we're proud to recognize this month's honorees who truly show what it means to be a Panther. First, we'd like to start with our Panther Character Award with Mr. Siebert.
There we go. We would like to recognize 5 deserving students as this month's Panther Character Award winners. This honor is presented to one student from each of our schools. The students are recognized by their teachers and peers for their hard work, their good character, and this month's character, humility, is respect. Putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. We would like to ask the following students to come up here and line up in front of the board facing the audience. Remy Zakurdi, River Cole, Eleanor Boren, R.J. Kumar, Avery Martin. Oh, okay.
I don't know which one's which. Is RJ? That one? Yes. River? Yes. Avery?
Remy, a new student, recently joined our class, and Remy often chooses to help him with his sight words, math facts, and homework rather than work on other choices, board games, and projects. Because of his humility, Remy has helped our new student feel confident and welcome. River, whether he is solving a problem or creating something new, River stays modest, often stepping back to let his classmates share their ideas first. He accepts praise with a kind smile and is always the first to offer a helping hand to a friend in need, making his kindergarten class a warmer and more supportive place for everyone. Eleanor is thoughtful and incredibly generous with her time, always putting others before herself. She consistently looks for ways to support her classmates. Her quiet leadership, kindness, and willingness to give without seeking recognition truly reflects the spirit of humility. RJ is an exemplary student whose quiet leadership has profound impact on our choir program. He consistently encourages and supports others, even in moments when he himself deserves the recognition for outstanding leadership that he demonstrates each day. His humility is evident in the way he serves and in the ensemble, prioritizes the success of the group, and celebrates the achievement of those around him. Avery puts others first by giving up what she thinks the other people deserve. Without being asked, she has taken her time to write kind notes to build up the confidence of her classmates. Without being told, she spends time to pick up the classroom, even though that meant that she was not to be first in the line for dismissal.
Good evening. Tonight we're proud to celebrate a member of our custodial department at this month's Panther Pride Award winner. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it tonight, but I'm sure he's home watching. Want to thank Andy Daniels, and right now I'll read a few items for him. Andy is one of our custodians at the elementary school. I want to read a few of the comments from staff in the building. There isn't any task he shies away from. He is reliable, hardworking, and extremely kind to both students and staff. He has been a blessing to our building. Andy brings so much joy and positivity to the building. His smile and positive outlook makes the elementary school a better place. He is always willing to help any way possible and works so hard day in and day out. And he goes above and beyond for our school and staff. He is always so positive and such a light to have in our building. And at this time, I'd like to ask the principal, Allison Gates, to come up and also say a few words.
Good evening. Today we're proud to recognize somebody whose work often is behind the scenes, but never goes unnoticed, whose impact is seen and felt by everyone. As a custodian, Andy plays a vital role in keeping the environment clean, safe, and welcoming. But what truly sets him apart is the pride taken in the job, the attention to detail, and the consistent reliability we can all count on. And most importantly is his positive attitude that never wavers. He is always the most positive human being I've ever met. Whether it's going the extra mile to make sure everything is just right, stepping in without being asked, Andy shows dedication and care in everything that he does. This kind of commitment makes a difference, not just in our workplace, but in how we all feel when we walk through the doors each day. So please join me in thanking and congratulating Andy for being an essential part of our team.
Oh, did I get the wrong one? Oh. Allison, I gave you the wrong one here. We would like to congratulate our Panther Character and Pride Award winners. We like to have our award winners head to the lobby for pictures. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
All right. We have some seats up front if any of you would like to find a seat. All right. Like to read our Little Miami mission statement. The board believes that it is the responsibility of the school system to ensure that each graduate is college and career ready. To these ends, an environment of high expectations and opportunities shall be created that fosters scholarship and citizenship and develops within each student the ability to become a productive and responsible member of society. Next is adopting the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll move. I'll second.
This agenda, excuse me. Yep. We're good. No change to it.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes. All right, next items is reading of the minute. Make a motion if we can approve the minutes as is, and these are for the minutes of February 25th, 2026, and March 3rd, 2026, the special board meeting.
I'll move. I'll second.
Mr. Siebert?
I'll abstain. I wasn't here.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Next, communication and visitors to the board. Mrs. Morgan.
Yes, I invite Jen Horvath to the lectern to present the Governor DeWine's Award of the Reading Champion, and to our primary school and our early childhood center. Thank you, Jen.
All right. Hi. Good evening. I'm back. Yeah, you guys give me that. Okay, but this is like such good stuff. Remember last month you asked me, is it working?
Yeah.
It's working. Okay. On March 12th, I hope okay, very good. They're here. All right, thank you. On March 12th, Mrs. Morgan and Mrs. Timmerman received a message from the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce sharing that our Little Miami Early Childhood Center and Little Miami Primary School were being recognized as one of Governor's Science of Reading champion schools. All right, I mean this, okay. This designation celebrates proven commitment to providing every student with high quality literacy instruction. Now, here's very important, listen to this. We are 2 of 109 recipients of this award across the entire state of Ohio. When I say across the state, there are approximately 3,780 elementary schools, both public and private, but there's around 1,700 public elementary schools, and this was out for anyone to meet the criteria. That gives you the perspective of this honor. We are the only school in Warren County to receive this award. So, we're not competitive or anything. The Ohio Department of Education and Workforce established a set of criteria that the schools needed to meet to be considered for this recognition. Just to share a few of the criteria and how we scored. Science of reading aligned to implementation and professional development activities. There were 3 subsections. We met all 3. Assessments and assessment procedures, 10 subsections. We met all 10. Systems structured to support student learning, 6 subsections. We met all 6. Commitment to increasing effectiveness of literacy practice, 3 subsections. We met all 3. Family engagement to support literacy, 2 subsections. We met both. High quality instructional materials aligned to the science of reading, 9 subsections. We met all 9. And evidence of literacy progress, 2 subsections, and we met both. I felt like I needed to say that. Yes, all right. So, meeting these 35 rigorous standards across 7 key domains has moved us from guessing, are we doing it right, to knowing we are doing it right. We aren't just teaching kids, we are building a foundation for our entire future. So with that said, I would like to thank and congratulate the staff and students and the administrators at the ECC, at our Early Childhood Center and Primary, for your hard work. And I have up here Lindsay Eckstein and Patrick Clark, who are the administrators at the ECC, and Holly Grooms and Kristen Overbeck, who are the administrators at the primary.
Thank you, Jen, and congratulations, primary school and ECC. Thanks for the hard work. I next invite Mayor Fisher to the lectern.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mitchell. I'm the mayor for the Village of Morrow. I came at the last board meeting. We really wanted to address the entire board all at once, and that's what brought me to the meeting, about some concerns about communication with Sergeant Hawk, the school resource officer for 2 of the buildings, but also the police department as a whole. This past month, I've gotten a lot of kind of outreach of people asking me questions. You mean the school has responded, the village has responded. There's been a lot of growth on both sides, me as mayor as well, along with the school. You mean I'm very excited about the partnership that we have. I really want to encourage the community that there's a lot of people, school administration to the village, who take school safety very seriously. And really, this was just a great opportunity for growth on both sides. And we've seen that growth, and I'm very excited to finish the year strong. I'm very excited to see the work that's being done between both parties. And I'm just very excited to always grow and strengthen the partnership between the village and the school. So I just wanted to come and thank everyone. We just actually had I think it was 9 or 10 person meeting just before the school board. Very productive, very excited for the future. So I just wanted to come and to just thank the school board for taking it seriously, really having the communication with the village, with Sergeant Hawk. There's lots of meetings and phone calls that occurred this past month, and so I just really appreciate that, and just wanted to share that with the community as well. So I just really appreciate the response, but also very excited for the future and the strength of the partnership we have between the 2 entities. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to present Andrew Brosert. Andy, can you hear me if he's out there? He is with Bradley Payne Advisors, and we have a couple resolutions on the agenda tonight to talk about bond refunding, which is a nice fancy name about refinancing bonds like you do your mortgage. And I wanted to have Andy come in and discuss this a little bit and kind of give us some ins and outs of what a bond refunding is in the market and so on.
Yeah. Good evening. As Terry stated, Andy Brosart with Bradley Payne Advisors. And just to start off, just so you understand our role, we've been working with the district for, I don't know, maybe 10 years or something like that now. in different capacities. And our role is to act as a municipal advisor on these transactions. We don't have a financial stake in the actual underwriting of the bond. Our goal is to help you work through the presentations and proposals that come to you from different underwriters who are looking to make money off of refinancing this, obviously, but also help you work through the navigation of the marketplace when you actually go to price the bonds and making sure that it's done to market to the best possible way to save the money for the district. So that's our role. We have a fiduciary duty to the district. We get audited on that by the SEC. So just a little bit of an overview on what we do and what we've been doing for the district. So let's maybe jump to a couple pages and just hit some highlights for you in terms of what you have outstanding in terms of your debt on page 4. So just to highlight here, there's 4 voted bond issues that are outstanding right now for the district. One of them in the middle, which you can see the little orange taxable highlight on it, 2016 Bs, was refinanced at a time when rates were at super low. And so the district took advantage of that at the right opportunity. Unlike mortgages that you can refinance as many times as you want if you're going to save money, there are certain call protections relative to debt, and so we can't do this every year. They're what you call blackout periods, and usually like 8 to 10 years. And so we got to be pretty strategic about when we pull the trigger on these, because once you refinance debt again, it's going to be locked out for 7 to 10 years. And so Terry and I have been going through multiple number of proposals over the last maybe year and a half to try to take advantage of this, and our opinion was coming out of an inflationary period, rates were going to continue to drop, which they did. And as we got to December of last year, we said maybe it's time to start looking at this and putting a plan together for the district. So at this present time, what you have before you tonight in terms of consideration with this is a refinancing opportunity of the 2016, 2018A, and 2018B bonds that are outstanding for the district. All of those became callable last year, and so now we don't have to do it right now. We don't have to rush to it, but we want to make sure we get things ready to go for the district so that you can take the advantage of the opportunity and save some money. Next slide, please. So just to highlight, when bonds are sold in the marketplace, you have to go out and get a credit rating. And there's 3 agencies that actually do this. The 2 that the district has a rating with right now at the same credit rating level, they use different symbols and whatnot for their ratings, but you can see there in the high quality range, the district actually moved up over the years and now is in a AA3, AA minus category, which is a very good rating for the district. The difference between a drop down to the A category is probably about 15 basis points a year on your debt. And so it doesn't matter as you move through these categories in terms of the savings that you can attain, or if you have to go out and get new financing, the higher the credit rating, the lower the interest rate. A lot of things that go into this credit rating, your financial situation, other things that the management of the district, areas that you don't have a whole lot of control, or demographics, and those factors also go into play in terms of the credit rating. So it's not just all the financial side of the district that goes into this credit rating process. And we'll be going through that again when the time's right. Next slide. So the next series of slides just gives you some perspective on the debt for the district. And what you see there in terms of going all the way out till, it's hard for me to read that, 2055, is that what it says? Thank you. The shaded, the polka dotted area, and I'm horrible with colors, so I'm not going to go there, but the polka dotted areas is the interest, and the dark bands there is your principal. And so as you can see to the far right, the longer we wait, the less benefit you get because you're paying less interest, just like your mortgage as well, on the financing. And so we have an opportunity now to shave off that polka dotted area and save the district some money. It's important to note that we cannot increase the principal amount that was authorized by the voters. And so what is outstanding today is the same amount or less that we have to issue in terms of the refinancing. Next slide. This is just really a slide by series, and you can see there the different series that make up your total debt load. The 2016 bonds, obviously are shorter, they've been out the longest, along with the 2016 Bs, which is the red category. We're going to try to take advantage of some of those there, and the 2018 As and the 2018 Bs will definitely be viewed at in the refinancing. The next slide gives you how this equates into taxes for your taxpayers. And I just want to highlight out here that the calculations on the very top, so we take the debt service, the annual debt service that you pay, is divided by your total assessed valuation, and that comes up with the millage that the county auditor will levy to collect to pay off the bonds. These are all lower than what was authorized by the voters when you went to them to ask for the millage request. And even more importantly, you see at the top there, for example, the 504, the 506, you're not even collecting what you're supposed to be because you've got money in your bond fund account, and the auditor reduces that in terms of what they actually really need to collect. So because you've been good stewards of the cash, decrease the millage amount in terms of what you need, and then that goes on to the taxpayers in terms of the savings. Next slide. So real quick update on the market, and I spared you and just gave you one slide here, but I think this is an important point to point out here. You see the chart to the left, and what we're reflecting there is what happened in terms of the average since 1991, and you can see that is the green line, and so this is the yield curve, and so every year has an interest rate to it, and that's why it slopes upward. The longer your investment is out there, the more risk, and so the interest rate is higher. Again, the green line is the average rate going back to 1991. The blue line there is in the middle there is the I'm sorry, the green line is the rate today. The other line is the blue line is the average. The orange is where we were at back in February. So you can see that back in February to now, we've had interest rate increases, and a lot of that's because of the occurrence of what is happening over in Iran. So we have lost a lot of savings up to this point. So you might be wondering, then why are we looking at this now? The savings back when the rates were really low was a little bit over $5.6 to $5.7 million. It's decreased now, and the reason why we couldn't pull the trigger then was because we needed time to, one, put together the documents, but the other issue is going through the state credit enhancement program that helps you get a lower interest rate. And the state provides credit backstop, if you will, on your bonds to give you lower rates and then more savings. That takes about 2 to 3 months to go through the process alone. And you have to pass a resolution saying you're going to do this before they'll take that seriously. So we need the authorization to move forward with that process. Obviously, if this continues, we're going to wait until the market comes back. Terry talked about this back into the February range, but at least we'll have everything ready to go and we can move quicker to get in the market when that time frame comes. Does that make sense? Good, okay. The next slide, and if you really want to dive into this, and you don't have to blow this up, whoever's playing with the monitor, but this is just for your benefit. This is what we look at just sort of in detail here. We look at a savings by maturity, and so the red ones there are obviously not in the savings range, but the ones in black are ones that we would pinpoint to look at. Just to give you an idea in terms of saving metrics, a lot of underwriters will come to you and pitch 3% savings. We have been, we advocate for at least 5. Where you've been on this is the 10 to 11% range. So that's really high in terms of what the market says, or best standards from GFOA or wherever say, hey, maybe you should pull the trigger on this. So again, that's what we're watching by maturity. And when that time comes back, we'll have everything ready to go, and then we can pull the trigger for you and save that money. I tried to keep that to 5 minutes, but. Any questions?
Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.
Okay. The next item we have are community comments on the agenda. I will ask that in the spirit of time, if you hear that someone else is making your point, if you could shorten your comments, that would be much appreciated. Julie Perelman. Wade Brown. Right, and Wade Brown will be followed by Wayne Lake.
Hello, my name is Wade Brown. I live in Hopewell Valley. I'm a K through retirement member of this school district. I started in kindergarten. I now teach social studies in the high school. I owe a lot to this district. I was a struggling student. I didn't read well, probably honestly until college, but I was able to succeed at every level. And I completely attribute that to this district, to which I owe a lot. My son is a chip off the old block. He's definitely benefiting from the reading. He's grown so much this year at the primary school. It's a great district, and I hope to see it continue. I sent an email regarding who I think the person to fill the seat, and I appreciate you emailing me back. We feel heard when we get a return email, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you all for being a part of this. It's not easy doing what you're doing. You're in the light a lot. You're representing your voters' views, and regardless of how you land on various issues, I appreciate that you put in your time to do this job. As an association, we discussed what we think should happen, and I'm here to represent our views. We believe that David Whiting is the correct person to fill the seat. David Whiting has the benefit of coming with significant community support. Wayne Lake will speak next. He's both more handsome and more articulate than me. And he said something that really stuck with me about David Whiting. He said that he asks a lot of questions on the Business Advisory Council. And I appreciate people who are curious, who bring curiosity to government. Government should be a place where you consider all viewpoints, you gather as much information as possible, and then you let ideology be an influence on your decision, but not the predeterminant of your decision. Whiting will bring prudent decision-making to this board. The teachers would like to support David Whiting. We want to see David Whiting because we believe his consideration and his civility will improve our district. Appreciate you.
Thank you. And that'll be followed by yes,
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Wade. I appreciate it. Good evening. My name is Wayne Lake. I have been a resident of Little Miami for a little over 20 years. I have been a teacher at Little Miami High School for over 26 years, and I have been the president of the Little Miami Teachers Association for the last 15 years. I am here tonight, as Wade mentioned, to speak about this upcoming selection of the new board member to fill the recently vacated position. A topic which I understand will be discussed at tonight's executive session. Of the more than 30 candidates who have applied, only 2 have been vetted and placed on the ballot. In the most recent election, David Whiting received over 4,000 votes, and so he does have the support of a large portion of the community. In the view of the Teachers Association, he is the strongest candidate to fill this vacancy. Mr. Whiting brings a wide range of professional experience in facility and personnel management, both skills that directly translate to the effective oversight of a school district. Beyond his professional qualifications, Mr. Whiting has tremendously deep roots in this community. He has been a district resident for over 30 years. His wife was an educator in this school district, and his children and grandchildren have attended Little Miami schools. He has also served on various district committees, including the Business Advisory Council, for more than the last 5 years. Mr. Whiting understands the needs of our students, our educators, and the community stakeholders because he has been actively involved in this district for years. For these reasons, his professional expertise and his personal investment in this community, Mr. Whiting is an excellent choice to fill the current vacancy on the board. On behalf of the teachers in this district, I respectfully ask you to consider this endorsement of David Whiting. Thank you very much.
Vanessa, followed by Russell Benz.
I'm Vanessa, I'm a fourth grade student resident of the district. I'm here to speak tonight about transparency and gaps that I have found in the board's public records. Earlier this year, I was contacted about some personnel contracts and differences in the November 2025 vote and the January 2026 vote, and with some extensive digging and a bit of luck, neither of which should be required, I learned that of the several personnel contract renewals that were tabled in November 2025, not all of them were voted on in January 2026. About 10 exempted contracts were on the agenda in 2025. At that meeting, the board voted 3-2 to remove them from consideration. The minutes reflect that that vote occurred, but they do not specify which contracts were removed. When reviewing the archived agenda and attachments currently posted for that meeting, those tabled contracts are no longer present. In other words, the public cannot tell what the board actually voted to do. The only record was a screenshot that I happened to take after the vote occurred while still sitting in this room, mad that the administrators for my own daughter's building were tabled. And other amazing administrators were told that they needed to wait to be vetted and voted on for another day at another meeting by a new board. One of the contracts removed in November 2025, but not brought up again in January 2026 and not on an agenda until tonight, are for our Transportation Director, Kelly Oder, who gave a detailed account of the issues and efforts her team in transportation has been dealing with at a special board meeting. Tonight, according to the agenda, she will be moved to a district kitchen. Yet our transportation issues are ongoing, if not worse, since the board seemingly decided to move her, a CDL holder, from a position where she can fill in as a bus driver to a position where she cannot. I have lost count of the number of transportation staff who have reached out or shared their lack of support for this decision and their desire to have Kelly remain in her role. Another contract that was removed and not voted on was that of our athletic director, Matt Lewis, and I will let the news that broke today speak to that effect. A member of the public should not have to compare before and after versions of the agenda and the attachments just to follow board actions. The official record should stand on its own and clearly show what was presented and what the board did. Transparency and openness have been mentioned a lot here in the past 2 years and more recently during the fall election. Many in the community said they wanted to make board business easier to understand and follow, and situations like this show why those promises matter. This isn't about the personnel decisions or singling anyone out. It's about ensuring the public record is complete, clear, and trustworthy so that residents can understand transparency should not require that much work.
Thank you. Russell Benz. All right. No, Russell, Vicky Greger.
Good evening. My name is Vicki Greger. I am a Little Miami resident and employee. I would like to speak to you regarding the first services contract upon which you will vote tonight. I have been a Little Miami bus driver for almost 24 years. I have welcomed kids to kindergarten and then applauded those same young people at their graduations. We have a saying that once a child steps on my bus, they are my kid. That's how much we care for our Little Miami children. While I understand the situation the school district is in, I firmly disagree that the answer is bringing in a large private company like First Student. We pride ourselves in maintaining a high level of integrity and safety as bus drivers. First Student's history does not indicate similar priorities. You would be bringing to our district a person from out of town who does not know our area, our schools, or our children. They will not know our procedures nor our policies. How can they be expected to effectively run a department they know nothing about? This being a temporary position, I would say there would not even be adequate time for the learning to happen. In addition to our concerns about safety and this person's ability to lead within the transportation department, there is the issue of cost to the district. We would be paying this temporary supervisor $57,600 for a 3-month period of time. This is 2/3 of the annual salary previously paid for this position, more than half the amount of a new bus, over and above the cost of hiring a bus driver. No one wants to continue to see canceled bus routes. Getting our children to and from school safely is why Little Miami Transportation gets up before dawn every day. A temporary outsider won't solve these problems. Rather, let's put the money toward hiring more drivers to fill those routes. This would be the true solution to the problem at hand. We cannot afford to let First Student get a foot in our door. Companies like them are like an invasive plant. Once they're planted in your garden, they could soon take over. First Student may be willing to help us now, but what will they want in the future?
Yes.
We owe our kids more. Thank you.
Miranda Gatzer, followed then by Gina Baldwin.
My name is Miranda Schatzer. I reside on Stubbs Mill Road. I am a longtime resident here. I graduated from Little Miami in 2009, and I have been a proud employee of Little Miami Transportation for 12 years. Not only do I drive a van for special needs, but I have also been a bus aide for special needs. I am coming here to talk to you about the outsourcing. The thing that I am worried about is I understand that this is a temporary thing, but if you give them a little, how much more are they going to want in the end? Why not let us bus drivers try to fix the solution? Try to come together and figure out what we can do. We know the roads the best. They don't know, the guy coming from out of state doesn't know our roads, doesn't know our children. If they come in as temporary and they end up wanting to stay, I'm going to be completely honest, you're probably going to lose half of your fleet. Our drivers care about these children. If they bring in drivers, they don't know these students like we do, especially our special needs. Our special needs do not handle change well. And the thing is if they bring in people to fill these routes, these children are not going to know who to trust and don't know who these people are. They build a relationship with us and trust us and open up to us. And if they get different people from every single day, we don't know how they run. Who are these kids going to open up to? I'm more scared for our special needs because I don't know how each driver is going to treat these children. That is my fear. The other thing is, they don't know our community roads at all. We do. We know these roads. We have driven these roads. We have grown up on these roads. They don't. And I'm afraid that if you bring him in and they try to change our routes, they don't know anything about it like we do. I understand the frustration of the canceled routes. Trust me, I do. I have a child in the district. His bus has been canceled numerous times. And as a driver, that is very frustrating to try to get them. I get it. And we are working the best that we can. But I feel bringing somebody in from out of state or anywhere is not the solution. Let us figure it out from the inside. Ask us drivers what we think. Can we split routes? Can we combine routes? What can we do? Because we care for these kids. Like Vicki said, once they step on that bus, they're no longer just kids. They are our children. They are our kids. I don't know how many times I have driven kids from their houses to school, and I have worked on their sight words. I just think that bringing somebody in is a big mistake.
Thank you. Baldwin. Gina Baldwin, followed by Ashley Venzinger. Gina Baldwin. Jenna, followed by Ashley Venzinger.
I'm Jenna Baldwin. I've lived in the district for 26 years. I've had all three of my kids in the district, and we've had a great experience. I was looking at some of the things on the agenda today, and hearing some of the bus drivers helped explain some of it. But the first services was one of the first things I noticed that really concerned me. Paying them $120 an hour is very pricey. You pay your subs $125 a day, just so you know. So what would the monthly limit on this be? It sounds like the total contract is $57,000 for 3 months. That is crazy high. You could hire someone to fill that position permanently and end up saving yourself money. We have lots of great employees already in the district, as well as many people around here who care very much about the district and would do a good job filling it. To me, the first service contracts would be a waste of our money. The other thing I saw on the agenda was the provision, $277,000 for this camera system on the buses. I can see why some people might want that. I find it concerning in many ways who has access to that feed. How do we manage student privacy on that? And that's a lot of money to spend on it, and I'm not sure if that's $277,000 one time, every year. I wasn't clear about that. Quite frankly, there are other ways we could probably spend the money that would help create some problems. I know all three of my kids would say put vape detectors in the bathrooms. They would much rather you see you spend the money on that. And I think that you should very carefully consider if it's really worth the money and if there's a valid reason behind it. I'll save the rest for later. Thank you.
Ashley Venzinger, followed by Brian Venzinger.
Hello. I'm Ashley Lusinger. I am going to be speaking on behalf of Megan Atkins, who couldn't be here today. But first, thank you, bus drivers. Appreciate you. We've relied on you for our whole time in the district. I was a bus kid for 8 years until I graduated to the Metro. So we appreciate you guys. But I am speaking on behalf of Miss Megan Atkins, who is a parent in the district, and she is a child care director who works with school-age transportation on a daily basis and who works directly with First Student Transportation. So I'm going to read a few excerpts just directly from her note, but specifically the Child Center she directs serves a large number of students who attend Princeton schools with First Student. They operate large before and after school programs as well as AM and PM preschool. They receive approximately 20 First Student buses daily, and that gives her consistent firsthand exposure to the operations. And based upon her experience, she has serious concerns regarding safety practices and overall professionalism. Specifically, earlier this year, she was contacted with little to no notice and instructed to walk 30 children down East Kemper Road half a mile from the center to load and unload buses during rush hour. So she goes on to say how this creates unsafe situations and it's an unrealistic approach to safely transporting these children. She also shares that she escalated the issue but was still required to carry this out additional days, putting children at risk. The situation was later adjusted and drivers were expected to enter their property for drop-off and pickup, and this is when she continued to encounter resistance and unprofessional behavior from bus drivers. Despite being granted permission to enter the property for student safety, she was told they were not allowed to do so. Additionally, during her interactions with supervisors at First Student to resolve the concerns, she was met with dismissive and unprofessional responses, told things such as the school superintendent did not matter, or contacting the school superintendent did not matter, and also that she was reaching out through KinderCare to resolve the situation. She just wanted to emphasize that this has been an ongoing issue, including multiple occasions where scheduled buses did not arrive to pick up children. And when contacted transportation, they were told the bus had already come and they saw it on their tracking app. However, we had already successfully reloaded children onto other buses during the same time frame. She goes on to say that she's experienced repeated delays of 30 minutes or more without proactive communications. And in these cases, they were forced to reach out for updates without typically any clear explanation provided. These were during normal conditions and not attributed to weather or unavoidable circumstances. And last, she goes on to say that beyond logistics, she has concerns with how the drivers interact with children, especially younger students and special needs. Specifically, she serves multiple preschool-age children, especially children with small children and those with autism that rely on this transportation. There have been instances where children fall asleep on the bus and are woken in ways that are not appropriate or sensitive to their limitations. We've also had buses not show up for children who are in need of bus aid, and no aid was there for the bus. She will go on to share this with the board, but I just wanted to reflect her firsthand experience with this provider. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brian Lusinger. I'm a parent of two in the district, live at 2126 Mounts Road. I'm going to continue with the thematic of transportation. First in the fall, the topic of sports field trips transportation was discussed at a board meeting. It was stated that there had been 20 cancellations that school year. Potential reasons such as more students, unfilled positions, earlier trips being harder with existing routes still in progress, etc. Several drivers who spoke addressed points such as current drivers were unaware of these trip issues until recently, and it's unknown why. Drivers want to pick up these shifts, but were being blocked without clarity why, and asking why applicants were being ignored. David, you pushed back on the short-term solutions, but pushing for why. Why now? Root cause? What needs to be reviewed, fixed, versus a Band-Aid solution like vans with CDL drivers, parent drivers, third-party partners, etc. So my question is, with the topic of field trip transportation, was it solved? And if it's not, this takes me to my second call out. We hear about driver shortages across the U.S., but my 8 years in this district relying on busing, the back half of the school year has been the most disruptions I've experienced. The following is only the data I have as a parent. Of the 50 days in session in calendar 2026 after Christmas break to today, we've had 17 days of cancellation impacting 29 bus routes and hundreds of families. This excludes scheduled breaks, holidays, and the inclement weather days. There appear to be 0 in the front half of the school year. So my questions are, outside of normal sick days, what have you done to identify the root causes? Have we expanded how and where we are marketing our busing jobs more broadly, and are we actively interviewing for these vacancies? Are we discussing these issues with our sister districts or peer groups within the county to establish how similar or different our issues are to theirs, such as what isn't working for them too? Are our retention and tenure rates on par with peers or below? If below, why? Pay, benefits, route schedules, work culture, or other? Are we collecting voice of customer from our drivers, such as are there system gaps preventing them from seeing available routes or signing up for them? As this continues to be a weekly, if not daily, issues impacting hundreds of families in our district, it would behoove the school district to best understand the causes before we make any rash solutions such as third parties. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you for the comments. Treasurer's report.
Yeah, under item E, number 1, I ask for the board's approval of the contracts as listed.
I'll move.
Second.
Yep, I'll briefly go through these. For you, the first one we have is with the Warren County Educational Service Center. This is for special education student placement services. The next one is First Services, which is also First Student, for the management of it, not any drivers, just for the management of it. That's $57,600 for the remaining of the year. There is on top of that, though, there could be travel fees and so on added to that cost, though. Warren County ESC is the third contract listed, and that's for nursing services. And then the next contract listed is Provision, and that is a 5-year total amount. Those are for school bus cameras. Those are actually 4 cameras per bus, and it gives you live feed, live tracking of the buses, live streaming, so you can see everything that's going on from different angles. And then the next contract is Learn Well, and that is for academic tutoring. And the last one is actually with South Dearborn Community School Corporation in Southeast Indiana. And this is actually for a football game. I mean, we've actually done this before in the past, and we had a hard time filling our schedule, and they were able to come here and play us for this coming season, and then the season after that, we'll go there and play them. They would get some revenue, obviously, to come play here, but the max it would be $2,500. But it would never exceed that, so that's a share of the proceeds from the concession sales and so on. But it would max out, not to exceed $2,500.
All right, thank you. Are we wanting to go down each of these items, Terry?
I think we should probably do them separately.
Yeah, I mean, they're all together right now.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do these separately.
We usually do them together.
What's that?
We usually do them
Usually
together.
do them all together, but if you want to,
Well, I think we're going to have some discussion and possibly peel away a few, so if we could, we'll break it down. First one is the Warren County ESC. Do we have, I guess, make a motion to approve it?
So moved.
I'll second.
Vote?
doing some scribbling.
Take notes too, Terry, I'll help you.
All right, okay, so this is for the first contract. Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
All right, the next contract is a motion to approve First Services. Do I have a motion? If we have no motion, it dies.
Yeah, I'll motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion? Discussion on the First Services? Any thoughts?
Well,
Or I guess-
So I can
Excuse me,
say,
excuse me.
this contract is put on to help the Transportation Department. There's no drivers involved. Mr. Conkle will still be, or Dr. Conkle will still be in the office as well. But right now, it is, there's so much for everybody to do there that this will help us. We have interviews coming up for a permanent person. I believe they're the first week of April. Am I right on that, Dr. Conkle? So this is just a temporary help for the office that we can get through this hard time. It is not something that has been discussed or would be discussed on staying, and there are no drivers. It is one person that would come in that is very familiar with Versatran, is not familiar with our district, but we have people here that are familiar with our district that can help that person. But he can help with Versatran, and he will also provide us with an overall analysis of the department during that time. That's something that he has in his experience doing and can help us out that way too.
Thank you. No, did you have anything?
well, I'm definitely not for a third party coming in. I do think the amount is quite okay. I'm definitely not for a third party coming in. The amount seems pretty excessive for the time. So yeah,
No,
I think we should wait until possibly we get some interviews and get someone permanent in there.
all right, Diane? Excuse me, guys, I want to ask you, hold the applause here till the end. Diane?
Well, I'm not someone that voted to get rid of Mrs. Oder, so I'm sorry that we're in this position to begin with, but I trust Mrs. Morgan, and I will follow her lead on this.
I think we're dealing with a self-inflicted wound here. It's a shame that we're here now. This bus crisis is a national emergency. This board has no means to solve a national emergency. And what's happened only made things worse. So as far as this $57,000 contract, I really don't know. Is that going to help us? Is it going to solve a nationwide problem we've got? I don't know.
Thank you. If I could, and I guess I'll just give from my perspective here, this bus situation's been going on since the beginning of the school year. We were notified some athletic events were being canceled. Students weren't able to get there. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the last board that a few of us were a part of didn't do anything. One of the things that we decided to do with this board when we took it was to call a meeting to discuss it and try to dig down to the problem. Just doing nothing, I don't think was going to solve the answer, was going to solve the problem. So one of the things that we need to look at is, in some discussions, I'll be honest, the perception I got was, I don't know, and this, let me start off by saying, the bus drivers, no intention at all to replace any bus drivers. That was never it. Matter of fact, we need more bus drivers. Like I said, we need to be doing hiring events. We need to be doing bonuses to retain them. We need bonuses to hire new ones, okay? It's not going to be fixed overnight. But I will tell you another thing that needs to happen is we need to set this next person up for success. And one of the challenges, I don't know if we even know what right looks like. I think we've been operating in such a crisis mode that I don't believe, and that's why I was liking the idea to have someone come in and kind of just do an audit to kind of see how we're operating. And certainly suggestions that were given, I agree 1,000%. I would definitely recommend people sit in other neighboring communities to see how they do it too. It's not going to be solved overnight. So that was one thing that I'm liking about the first student, bringing somebody in that can give us an eyes. I don't need them to know where the roads are. I need them to understand the policies that have worked, and I need them to understand the procedures that have worked so we can implement it for our new bus driver, or excuse me, for our new transportation director. Definitely, we're going to need bus drivers to help fix this problem. It's not going to be fixed by one person. We definitely appreciate what you do, and I tell you what, every time the family members get those emails at 5 in the morning, I think Chad probably just went home the night before, and the next morning he's up sending out emails, and no one likes to see them. And we certainly, if now more than any time, we appreciate what the bus drivers are doing. When it's -9 degrees outside and you guys are starting the buses up, we appreciate that. But I think what we need to do, though, is if we've always done what, if we always do what we've always done, we're not going to see any change. And I like to have someone come in, look at the software programs to see, hey, do we need to have the routing differently? Do we need this program for software? This is what we've used. This is what they've used. The $57,000 by no means is going to be the amount of money we pay. I certainly hope not. My understanding is that this money would be not to exceed, but we give 2-week notice. So they're going to come in, a person is going to come in and kind of do an audit as far as how our policies are working, and trying to set some sort of stability as far as duties and responsibilities. So right now, every time there's a shiny object, we don't have everyone chasing for it. So that would be the thought there. And then in a perfect world, as Mrs. Morgan said, we've received some applications for positions, and that would be able to do some sort of a handoff. Certainly, Chad's done a good job covering down, but we need to have somebody who's got that experience in transportation that can do the handoff to set our next person up for success, because if not, we'll be back in the same condition. Now, I'm all in favor of running parallel tracks, though. I would like to see some hiring events. I would like to see some bonuses to retain. I know we've talked about it, but I don't think a whole lot's been done since then, so certainly, I would like to have a discussion. Maybe we can talk afterwards to get something on piggyback to force a conversation as opposed to just saying words and then we high five, we leave, and then we come back next month and we're looking at the same situation. So definitely, Mrs. Gregg, I'm sorry, it slipped my mind, but I definitely would like to sit down. Assuming, again, I'm at with the rest of the board, though. I'm one, but it'd be up to my counterparts if they'd be willing to do that, which I imagine they probably would. So that's where we stand on that. So when it comes to first services, yeah, I believe in doing it, but I think you have to do a stopgap. I think what we have right now is if we decide it's not working, we give a 2-week notice, and then we can null and void the contract. We're not stuck with it, and we'll see if it works. If they're not providing what they've promised, then it doesn't make sense. But
Can you clarify that part about the monetary part of the contract? Because that's not the way it looks when you read the. Sorry.
No. Good question. We had a great public comment. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're good right here. What was the dollar amount, Mrs. Morgan, an hour? So, hang on. Hold on.
57.6.
57.6 an hour. Okay.
No. 120 an hour.
120 an hour.
Now 57.6 for the remaining rest of the year.
Yeah. Okay, so
Plus
it's,
travel.
hold on. You got it, you asked the question, you gotta give me time to answer it now. I'm trying to get information here, and I'm hearing all these different numbers and everything. All right, so how much is it an hour, Terry?
120.
It's 120 an hour, okay? So, now, hold on. I tell you what, Julie, I want to answer it, but I'll let you look at the contract when we're done. I want to do the best I can. In the spirit of time, we got a lot in executive session, and we got a whole slew of people wanting to talk again. So that being said, it's 120 an hour. We're not locked in. The only thing we need to do is provide a 2-week notice to terminate the contract is where we stand. So that is where I would be willing to. So that being said, I appreciate it. We will, do we have any comments from the people up here?
I am all for an audit, but is there any way that we could just get an audit maybe for less than that, than having someone come in for that amount? Or wait until we hire the new person in April?
The question was, could we have somebody come in and just do the audit and not manage the buses? And we can do anything, I guess. My thing is I just need to give Chad a break and try to bring in someone who knows about buses. No offense, Chad.
I know,
You're working the roof right here. So that would be mine. So let's just go, let's vote on what we have right here for the contract. If you guys decide you want to do something different, we can vote it down and do something different. So, any other discussion? Call a vote.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
I'll vote yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
No.
All right. Thank you. Next item, Warren County ESC. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
All right, discussion? No discussion? All right, call a vote.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Next item is Provision. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion, and this is the Transportation Department, the school bus cameras. Any discussion?
Again, I think we should wait until someone is permanently hired to get their opinion.
Diane, any comments? Not put you on the words.
I just think that bus drivers have to deal with a lot in terms of discipline, and they have to be able to focus on the road, and cameras are a huge deterrent.
Yep, and I think, just to clarify that a bit, we currently do have cameras on the buses. They don't necessarily work all the time, but it's been identified as needing. So these bus cameras, I believe, are a fix, but it's not going to do anything until the end of the school year anyway. So my recommendation, and I think we table provision. We're bringing already First Services in to give a look over. Certainly we want to get feedback from the drivers, but the last thing I want to do is commit to a 4-year contract, only to find out that the person coming in doesn't like the software or doesn't do what we're wanting it to do. So I would be in favor of tabling it. Mr. Siebert, you have any comments, sir?
No, I don't have any comments on that.
Thank you. All right, no other comments? Call a vote?
Mr. Walls?
No.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
No.
Those, it fails. All right. Next item is Learn Well, the academic tutoring. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Vote, or I'm sorry, will be discussion? No discussion, call a vote?
Mr. Walls?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Next item is South Dearborn Community School Court. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Second. I'll second. No discussion? Call a vote?
Mr. Walls?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Thank you.
Before we move on that First Services contract, I believe I heard that that can be reviewed in 2 weeks. Is that correct?
They have a 2-week notice.
15 days.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I stand corrected. 15
15
days.
days, you can terminate it.
It can be terminated.
All right, then that will probably come back before this board at our next meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next item, donations.
Just under item 2, I ask for the board's approval of the donations as listed, please.
I'll move.
I'll second.
That's great.
We have 2 donations on here. Actually, they're both anonymous, and they are for the school lunches account balances, again, negative ones. One is for $100, and another one is for $130. So very much appreciated that those keep coming in. It's very nice.
Thank you. All right, any discussion? Vote.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Next, I ask for the board's approval of Resolution 26007.
I'll move.
Second.
Who was the first? I'm sorry.
Diane.
Yes, this resolution actually is accepting the amounts and rates for fiscal year beginning July 1 of 2026, which is known as fiscal year 27, goes through June of 27. These are the essentially the millage rates that have been recommended and approved by the Warren County Budget Commission. Our board needs to adopt these if they so choose to, and once this is approved, it will be sent back to the county auditor to be on file. And overall, our millage rates are down just a hair over a quarter of a mil, so not a lot. So we're pretty flat this year as far as our millage rates go, but just a very, very small savings.
All right, any discussion? Call the vote.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Next, I ask for the board's approval of Resolution 26008. Not sure what my computer's doing here. Hold on. I got a blank screen. Sorry, guys. Where did it go?
This is for the recommend the approval of Resolution 26008, authorizing the issuance of not to exceed
Yes.
3,900 and
$3,950,000.
3 million. Oh, there's a zero on that one there. Sound like a good deal.
Oh, here we go. We're back.
All right, Terry.
All right. We had a motion for that?
You have an alibi here.
I'll move.
3,950,000, the general obligation unlimited tax refunding bond series 2026A. And
I moved, yeah.
I'll second.
Discussion on this is, we were discussing earlier with Mr. Brossart, and this is for bond refunding, which is essentially refinancing, hopefully at lower interest rates. This commits us to nothing if the interest rate environment doesn't become favorable to the district. There is by no means we would ever refinance current bonds we have. It has to be a significant savings. This is actually something I did back in 2016, and I got lucked out and had great timing. But we refunded some bonds back then and actually saved the taxpayers $6 million in 16. It doesn't actually save the district $6 million, it actually saves $6 million in your wallets that you don't have to pay out on these bonds over time. So we're trying to create the same thing again for this time if we can get a favorable environment.
And again, this is just giving you the green light to do it
Exactly.
without, we're
It doesn't-
approving it now, but it'll give you the green light, so when the time is right, you'll action.
Exactly. We don't have to do anything if the rates stay high or what have you.
All right, any discussion? Call the vote?
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
The next resolution is actually identical, but for one of the different series that we'll be refunding. This is Resolution 26009.
I'll move.
Like I said, this is the exact same thing for refunding, but this is on the 2016 B series bonds that we actually had from prior years. But same concept.
Discussion? Call the vote?
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Next, I ask the board's approval for Resolution 26010.
So moved?
I'll second.
Yep, once again, exact same thing as before, for a different series of the bonds to be refunded. And once again, does not lock us into anything, it just gives us the opportunity.
Discussion? Call the vote?
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Thank you. And then the last resolution, I ask for the board's approval of Resolution 26011.
I'll move.
I'll second.
And this particular resolution actually is just a resolution that says we could combine them all into one if we want to. That's all it does, is combine the three, if it would be advantageous for the district to do so.
Call the vote?
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Thank you. And the last item I have, item 8, I ask for the board's approval of the disposal of the following 2 assets.
I'll move.
Second.
It's a, here it is. Let me see where, it's a John Deere Gator from 2015. It's got about 2,500 hours on it. The engine is pretty much shot. The frame is rusted. The transmission is no good. It's not worth a lot.
Other than that, it's a good deal.
Get rid of it. And then we got an 05 GMC, which we call the salt truck. It has no brakes because all the lines are rusted away. The engine doesn't, it misses all the time. Major exhaust leaks, transmission slips. It's in bad shape. So
Just a few.
we want to send them to salvage.
Okay. All right, any
Anybody
discussion?
interested?
All right, call the vote?
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Morgan, superintendent comments.
Thank you. Yes,
Superintendent reports, I'm sorry.
I asked for the board's approval of all items under personnel.
So moved.
I'll second.
You will see that we're accepting Sally Lockhart's retirement letter tonight. Sally has been an intervention specialist at our high school since 1995, so she will certainly be missed.
All right, any discussion? Call to vote?
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Thank you. I ask for the board's approval of the wrestling field trip as attached.
I'll move.
Second.
This trip actually has already occurred. I did want it to come to the board anyway, though. We had 3 wrestlers this year make it to state, which is fantastic. We had 2 of them be on the podium, so that's even better, right? Yeah, so awesome. So again, I ask for that approval. The trip has already taken place.
One of the young ladies finished.
She was second, yeah. So Kaylee was second, Maddie was 7th. Yeah, so
Top
fantastic for
representing.
them.
All right, we'll symbolically approve
Symbolically,
this.
yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I ask for the board's approval of the Project Lead the Way field trip as attached.
So moved?
I'll second.
Project Lead the Way is planning to attend the Ohio Space Grant High School capstone at NASA Glenn in Cleveland, Ohio. Students have been working on 2 capstones, a power management and a simulated lunar operations. Students will have the opportunity to present their project to experts, get feedback, and tour the NASA Glenn laboratories. Sounds like a great trip.
Any discussion? Now call to vote?
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I ask for the board's approval for the Air Force J ROTC field trip as attached.
So moved?
I'll second.
This field trip is, they're looking for their curriculum and action trip to Indiana War Memorial and Museum in Indianapolis.
Call to vote?
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Next, I ask for the board's approval of the Cincinnati State CCP, which is College Credit Plus MOU as attached.
I'll move.
Second?
Thank you. Yes, Cincinnati State continues to use the state agreed upon floor for their tuition rate for College Credit Plus. The rate for next year is yet to be determined, but the rate this year is $41.64 per credit hour. So it'll be around that amount someplace.
Call to vote?
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Thank you. My last item is I ask the board's approval for the 26-27 facility use agreement form as attached.
I'll move.
Second?
Each year, we update this form for our facility use agreement. We update the dates, deadlines, that sort of thing. We did update some language this year as well, and you have the updated form in front of you.
I would like to just say, I've spoken to a few stakeholders. I still have a few more stakeholders to go. I'm going to go ahead and approve this so we can go ahead and move forward with getting all the fields and everything reserved. But I would like to, once we get the new board, maybe to come back and revisit the agreements with the cost as well as the concession stand agreement. But for right now, I'll be voting to approve it. So any other discussion? All right, call to vote?
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
Yes.
Mrs. Bullock?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Thank you. That is all I have.
Okay, the next item is a Neola policy first read. You've been done so already, make sure you give it a first read so we can come back and move it along in the process. Anyone have discussions on the first read? All right, no discussions here. Let's go with the, if he's still awake here, the Warren County Career Center report.
If he's still awake.
Oh, someone nudge him. This has been a long meeting.
Good evening. The Career Center is a part of the Career and Technical Student Organization, which has a whole bunch of organizations under it, and these organizations give out awards from time to time. We had 3 Little Miami students receive awards. One of the organizations is called Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, and they gave regional awards to Bryce Earls, a silver medal in pastry art, Maura Curtis, a bronze medal in pastry art. Another one of the organizations, Business Professionals of America, gave a regional award to Jared Bernesi. He placed first in computer modeling. So I think that's a pretty good job by some of our students. We're winding down on the applications and approvals for next year's enrollment. I think come April 1st, the enrollment, any openings that are left will be opened up to outside of the feeder schools. But up to this point, it's been just the feeder schools that could apply. And so far, we've had 835 applications, and 587 of them are confirmed. And I'm told that gap is usual. They'll take in more applications, and then some people will decide to back out for various reasons. I found it interesting, though, that the school district with the most applications is Little Miami. We had 183 out of the 835, and likewise, we had the most confirmed so far, 138 out of the 587. And the most popular programs for next year, the top 5: heavy equipment, cosmetology, welding, electrical trades, and pre-nursing. Sounds pretty good. That's all I have to report.
Thank you. Next are the board reports.
I have a brief update on recent and pending Ohio legislation. House Bill 114 is beginning with 2026-27 school year. Students must be 5 years old by the first day of school to enroll in kindergarten. House Bill 57, overdose reversal medication policy. Districts that stock overdose reversal medication must have a formal policy for storage and use. Artificial intelligence policy requirement, all district must adopt an AI use policy by July 1st, 2026. Senate Bill 34, founding documents display, districts must adopt a policy to display historical founding documents in grades 4 to 12. And then this is legislation that, we're just kind of monitoring. House Bill 671, school funding penalty proposal, would allow the state to withhold funds from districts involved in funding lawsuits. And House Bill 715 would require, it's with respect to voucher accountability, would require performance data from private schools receiving vouchers. And lastly, Senate Bill 156, success sequence curriculum, would require instruction on a specific life pathway model. So that could impact health and social studies curriculum.
Thank you. All right. Next board meeting is April 22nd, 2026. Now we're going to open up for community comments, non-agenda items. Again, I'm going to ask in the spirit of time, if you hear your point already made, I ask that maybe you just shorten it. It's not that I'm going to not want to hear you. It's just that we have quite a few candidates to review later tonight. That being said, Juno Tester, followed by Zoe Kushner.
Hello, my name is Juno Tester. I am 14 years old and I am a freshman at the Little Miami High School. I am here to address the Hate Has No Home Here poster that was taken down. In my opinion, it was unnecessary to take it down, especially when homosexuality is not regarded in the First Testament of the Bible at all. I'm not here to change minds. I'm here to represent a community that is being silenced in both the legislature of the United States and the school district. If the board wants a diverse and truly acceptance policy for everyone and everyone, like fully everyone, that is in the Little Miami district, they should mean everyone. The reason for the removal of the poster also forces Christian beliefs on a very diverse environment. And I believe that if homosexuality is regarded as a sin and should be punished as such, lying to a child about the existence of Santa Claus should also be. Thank you. That is all.
Appreciate it. Good job. Thank you. Zoe Kushner, followed by Ricky Hall.
Good evening. I'm Zoe Kushner, and I'm a current senior at Little Miami High School. I'm also here to discuss the Hate Has No Home poster. I've been going to Little Miami for my whole high school career. During my time at Little Miami, I've participated in over 8 clubs. I've had a job. I've been successful in a semester-long internship at UC Health Hospital. During my time in this community, I've been able to volunteer and have had an impact on a lot of people. I've helped with Project Pass in the elementary school to inspire younger students with math skills. I've volunteered at Little Miami Craft Fair for 2 years. I've helped lead freshmen during their first day of high school this year, and I help create the Reconnect presentations every month for the high school. These are only a few of the things that I've done in this community. Your statement about the Hate Has No Home Here poster not only directly affects me, but affects multiple other kids in this school and people who are an integral part of this community. While you say it does not directly ban any flags, you cite the reason for demanding its removal as having sexual concepts. What is sexual about stating that hate has no home here with hands holding up different representations of people? When making decisions on things directly outside of education received in the classroom, where do these decisions stop? If I were to wear any image on that poster to school, would I be forcibly removed? By me existing as someone represented by those flags, should I be forcibly removed from the school? Is my existence a sexual concept that requires parental consent before my peers can interact with me? Would my identity prevent me from volunteering at Project Pass and helping elementary kids without parental consent that I'm allowed to be there? Does my sexual orientation or gender identity or the rainbow flag or American flag or peace flag or my skin color negate everything that I have done? It is obvious that hate has a home here when you destroy the symbols, stating that it doesn't. Thank you. That is all.
Ricky Hall, followed by Julie Perelman.
I would like to address how people treat mostly like the disabled people at our school, especially after the Hate Has No Home Here poster has been taken down. Because after that poster was taken down, I think a lot of the kids at our school have thought that it is okay to be disrespectful towards kids with disabilities. Also, there is groups of kids who will go to the elevators and will press the button to open the elevator as the elevator is closing and then run away and laugh at us as we exit the elevator. They also will come into the elevator and scream and bring a big group of people with them, like 6 to 8 people will run into the elevator, scream, press random buttons, that, especially the button, there's a bell button, it makes a big loud ringing noise. I don't know how to explain it other than that. A good fix to this would be maybe just having a teacher stand by the door, like the elevator door, to prevent loud and obnoxious students who don't need the elevator from coming in and doing things like that. They also will come up to students who are having problems or stuff with disabilities and will be like, you don't look disabled, and they will say, they have said stuff like that to me and my friends who use the elevator. And I have a cane. They have said to me, I don't look like I need it. And when I started using the cane, because I have recently started using it, but before I would use ankle braces and other walking aids, they told me I was walking fine without it, but I had aids that would help me before it. I would just like it to be addressed at the school and with other students that it is not okay to treat people like that. And that is all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I want to thank the students for coming up and talking. It takes a lot for them to come up and talk and makes themselves very vulnerable. So I really appreciate that. And certainly, and I think also, I know I saw Mrs. Morgan taking down notes, so I guarantee you that is going to be addressed tomorrow. But again, thank you. All right, back to it. Amanda Van Mill.
Good evening. It's been some time since I've spoken before the board after a series of lawsuits that were engaged in to community members who had spoken out at school board meetings. I did not feel safe to speak about concerns that I had in the community. There was a ruling by a court that at least one of those lawsuits had a chilling effect on public speech, which is an outcome of a series of legal motions that happened after those lawsuits. But there's an issue that I've become aware of through a public records request that I feel it's necessary to speak to the board about. I do not think that the process for removing the flag was transparent, and I do not think that that process followed the law. There was a lot of communication from the district's newly hired lawyer after the new board was convened about how parents who had concerns about sexual material in the school district should address those concerns. It's very easy for Mr. Tarazi to provide that guidance because it is in the law itself. It says exactly what steps have to be taken by parents who have concerns about sexual material in schools. However, that is not what happened. That process was not followed in our school district when that flag was mentioned. Instead of it being addressed in writing to the high school principal, which is the process that is defined, the very first step of the process that is defined in the law and in the legal guidance that was provided to the school board and the employees of the schools, it says that the request has to be made, or the concern has to be made in writing to the high school principal. Instead, what happened is that Mr. Wallace approached Regina Morgan, our superintendent, after a school board meeting and referenced a flyer or poster or flag. There's been a lot of words for it, but you guys have all seen it because we discussed it at the last regular school board meeting. And through my public records request, I've learned that that is an image, whatever you want to call it, a display that Mr. Wallace had previously noted on a visit to the school. I don't know if that was a visit as a parent or if it was a visit as a school board member. I understand, obviously, Mr. Wallace serves both roles, and I'm sure that there is a lot of care that comes because of that, because he has kids in the district, so he cares about it that way. But I do also think from an ethical perspective, this board, one of the main tenets that was shared, aside from statements that were religious in nature or that were opinionated in nature, this board repeatedly said that the reason that something had to be done about that display was that it was in violation of the law. But if we are not applying every part of that law in our process to question these materials, I don't think we have a place to stand on that. If we're violating a very simple step-by-step process that is dictated, Mr. Wallace should have addressed his concerns in writing to Dr. Harleman, and he hid that he was the one who made that complaint. He was not transparent.
Bobby Grice, followed by Andrea Jackson.
Bobby Grice, I'm a community member now. So what I'm talking about is I am on the Jewel Education Foundation, and I came to the high school to pick up our applications, and I was asked about the board scholarship. As you know, everybody except Mr. Wallace, because he has his own, pays $250 for the board scholarship. So I just wanted to remind you, I know Terry just told me that he has them now, so there's a deadline, I think, of April the 7th. So I think I just wanted to remind you.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You have to wait an hour and 40 minutes for that, Bobby?
I did.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, that scholarship.
That's dedication.
That scholarship has been going on for over 40 years. I just didn't want it dropped.
Yes.
Andrea Jackson, followed by
Aaliyah Watkins.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My name's Andrea Jackson, by the way, not Andrea. That's very different. But I'm here today as a former student and a parent of Little Miami School District. I have my master's in early childhood. I went for that for a very specific reason, to help children with their development and recognizing that belonging is the first part for kids to have success. As a student of Little Miami, I didn't belong. It required the teachers and knowing which teachers were safe to be able to go to them when I needed someone to go to. And luckily there's teachers in this room here standing today that I know were the same teachers that were the safe spaces for me that I hope my children also have. But I'm here because of that same sign. Because the purpose of a school environment is to create environments where all children feel safe, seen, and able to learn. Children can't learn if they don't feel safe. And part of feeling safe is having a community that you belong in. So I'm not here to ask you to change your morals. I'm not here to talk about what you believe in, because quite frankly, that's not the concern. The concern is the children in those schools, and we need to be able to teach them that they matter. Regardless of where they come from, what their backgrounds are, what they look like, they matter. And I don't want to see a child hurt themselves because the board decided that poster was not appropriate. So my thought about this is this poster didn't just send a message to our district that we can't have this. It sent a message nationwide that Little Miami does not support our children or inclusivity. Do you know how embarrassing it is to tell people that my children attend this school when we've made national news for hate multiple times in the last couple of years? It's awful. So I'm not here asking you to morally agree. I'm not even here asking you to like it. But I am here to reconsider your vote and to help these children feel seen, because this isn't about teaching controversial topics, it's about belonging. And at the end of the day, the poster didn't convince children to adopt a controversial message, but what it has done by removing it has sent a really, really awful message to the children as well as the nation. And like we had students in here talking about, they're already having issues with having disabilities. Removing that sign exactly told those children hate does belong in Little Miami, and it's up to you guys to change that. Thanks.
Followed by Josh Harris.
Hello, my name is Aaliyah. I am a 7th grade student at Little Miami currently. I am here to address the hate has no home here poster. Sorry. The day that poster was brought down, that was the day that we all acknowledged that Little Miami does have hate. I'm sorry to tell you, but it does.
Thank you. Good job.
She does have a concern also with the bullying. It's okay. She has a concern with the bullying because with the hate has no home here. She's experienced tons of hate. My daughter is visually impaired. She uses a cane to walk around, and she is treated horribly by the children of Little Miami. We had someone from Warren County come in today to talk about how we have such a high acceptance rate for children wanting to leave our district. Do you kind of think why? My daughter is in 7th grade and she can't count down until she can leave this district to go to Warren County, because in this district she feels like she is a target of hate. My son comes home from school talking about how children call him the N-word. That is not okay. That is not okay. But we said that is okay by removing these signs. You don't realize what you're doing to these children. These kids are scared to go to school. I check her TikToks religiously, and all they talk about is how school feels like a prison now. That's a problem. We need to do better for our children. Thank you.
I'll hold my comment until the end. Josh Harris, followed by Scott. I can't pronounce it. I can't read that. Jurate. Oh, okay.
Good evening, Superintendent Morgan, Mr. Siebert, Ms. Horvath, Ms. Bullock, and Mr. Wallace. Although the resignation of Dan Smith occurred several weeks ago, tonight is the first opportunity for the members of the community to address it publicly before this board. Many people in this community have been waiting for that opportunity. I want to be clear. I did not come up here to create division, but I'm angry, and I believe there are many people in this community that are angry as well. The reason is simple. When statements surface that appear to praise Hitler, deny the Holocaust, or advocate violence against people based on their political views. These statements strike at the core of our basic human decency. The Holocaust is one of the greatest atrocities in modern history, and Nazi ideology represents hatred and violence that cost millions of people their lives. For that reason, the situation surrounding former board member Dan Smith is not simply like a political controversy. It's a moral issue. I understand that the board has said that Mr. Smith's actions do not reflect the values of this district as a whole. And I sincerely hope that that is true. But legal statements written by overpriced attorneys alone are not enough for many members of this community. They want to know that the leadership of this district understands the seriousness of what occurred and is willing to speak about it openly. Ms. Bullock, I want to address you directly for a moment. During the campaign, you ran alongside Mr. Smith. Campaign materials and billboards throughout the community presented your candidacy together. Lord knows you bought enough of them. Given what has come to light, many members of the public are asking questions. What did you know about his views? And knowing what you know now, would you have made the same decision to run together? This is not meant to be an attack. I think these are questions about judgment and accountability, and they're questions that any public official should be prepared to answer. More broadly, I believe the community deserves something simple but important from every member of the board. A clear and unequivocal statement that they denounce this ideology, denounce anti-Semitism, and that Holocaust denial has absolutely no place in our schools, our leadership, or our community. Right here, right now, in front of everybody, I'm asking every single one of you to say that. Of course, you could just smile and choose not to say anything, and I suppose that's your right. But I personally would not leave that up to interpretation. Our schools exist to educate students not only in academics but also in history, ethics, and civic responsibility. This includes teaching the truth about the Holocaust and what happened, and that hatred and dehumanization that led to it are never normalized or excused. Finally, I want to say this public service is not easy. When you choose to hold public office, you accept scrutiny and criticism along with that position. But if that's too much for you, we would gladly accept your resignation as well.
Followed by Vanessa.
Hey, good evening. My name's Scott, hard to pronounce last name. I've been in the district with my wife for 15 years, which I thought was a long time until I spent time in this room. Our three children went to Little Miami. My two youngest are still there. And I come to you tonight with a modest proposal. I spent most of my career in the private sector. And kind of like this board, occasionally we assemble a committee or a team to make a critical hire, whether it's a senior level executive or a specialist. And every once in a while, some conflict of interest arises in that process. Last year, I was hiring a new chief revenue officer, and turns out one of the fellows that came in dated one of my VP's sisters when they were in grad school. And she stepped away. She recused herself from those proceedings, not because she couldn't be objective, but because optics matter, right? The perception of transparency matters a lot. And I think that applies to the decision you all have to make later on tonight. Mr. Wallace, it's a matter of public record, sir, that you have initiated legal proceedings against many members in this community, some of whom are applying for this open position. I'm not here to debate the merit of those legal proceedings, but it does create an optic situation that I think you as the board and we as the community need to be aware of. Ms. Horvath, not too long ago, we were in this room and this board was debating a very controversial decision. And something that you said resonated with me in that moment, that we have to do this the right way. And I've thought about that a lot since then, both personally and professionally, of it's not enough to be right, that you have to do things the right way. And this board at times has shown a tremendous amount of integrity and adherence to process. So I'm asking this board to please consider what it would mean for Mr. Wallace to recuse himself from this decision later on tonight. Not because, Mr. Wallace, I don't believe you can be objective. I know you can be, sir. but because optics matter, trust and transparency in the process matters. And we need to deliver to this community that kind of trust and kind of value right now that we're so much in need of. The scrutiny that has been brought to our community and to this board has clearly had an impact on our community. I've had clients and colleagues as far as the West Coast send me articles about what's happening in here and saying, hey, you live in Cincinnati, do you know these guys? And that means something. So I would ask at a minimum that this board openly debate and discuss whether it does make sense to recuse a member who has initiated legal proceedings against 1 in 8 candidates for this open position. That's my time. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Vanessa? Followed by Robert Carl. Oh, I'm sorry, Robert, Vanessa, and then followed by you, I'm sorry.
Vanessa Srikantham, parent of Little Miami student. I actually agree with something that was said here last month. Christians are called to be people of love. And if that is true, then love should never ask some students to hide who they are so others can be comfortable. And that's exactly why a message that says hate has no home here should not be controversial. When I was younger, I was very judgmental. I remember sitting in a classroom in my own high school, arguing that being gay wouldn't be natural. I compared it to puzzle pieces that didn't fit together. I was certain I had it all figured out. Then in college, I met Severo, a fun, friendly, sharp guy from Belize. He became my first gay friend. When he graduated, he told me something that has stayed with me for 20 years. He said I was the first Christian he had ever met who didn't tell him he was going to hell. That moment has never left me because it forced me to ask a hard question. What kind of witness are Christians leaving in the world if that is someone's experience? In his word, God tells us what he expects. In Matthew, Jesus tells us to love our neighbor. In John, that the world will know his followers by their love. And in the first epistle of John, we will learn whoever claims to love God yet hates a brother or sister is a liar. Those words remind me that my job as a Christian is not to judge others. My calling is to love the people that God puts in front of me. Another comment from a board member last month suggested that in a public school, people sometimes have to, quote, veil parts of themselves, end quote, so everyone can come together. But for many students, their identity isn't something that they can simply veil. Would we ask Muslim students to hide their faith, perhaps to go ahead and eat lunch during Ramadan? Or ask Jewish students to make school food service easier by eating pork products? Or ask my half-Indian daughter to not share about Diwali or Holi to make her, or tell her to not wear her anklets through school? Why should our LGBTQ students have to veil who they are just to make you comfortable? LGBTQ students exist in our classrooms, in our community. A sign that says hate has no home here doesn't force anyone to adopt a belief system. It simply tells those students that cruelty and exclusion are not acceptable here. To me, that message doesn't contradict Christian love. It reflects it. Jesus also says, quote, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me, end quote. So if a student who often feels targeted walks into a classroom, sees that message, and feels a little safer or a little less alone, that seems like something worth supporting. I used to think that faith meant drawing lines around who was right and who was wrong, but I've come to believe something else. If Christians are remembered more for judging than for loving, then we have misunderstood the gospel. And if a simple message can make even one student feel safe and seen, then that message is doing exactly what God's love calls us to do.
Thank you. Followed by Gina Baldwin.
Good evening. I began digging into the issues in this district during the last election. I'd actually asked several candidates questions, and it didn't seem like they were allowed to answer. Seemed like there might be different groups and networks shaping the conversation while preventing candidates from answering questions publicly. That raised red flags for me. As I continued researching, I found troubling patterns, pushes for school choice that drain school funding, discussions about separating special needs students, and ideas about isolating non-native English speakers. These aren't the values that reflect inclusion or equal opportunity for every Little Miami child. And then we recently learned about a elected board member that had posted praise for Hitler and denied the Holocaust. It's not a small misstep. It's a worldview rooted in the belief that some people and some children are more deserving than others. Our community is still processing that breach of trust. This is why I'm deeply concerned about any alignment with outside organizations, such as the National School Boards Leadership Council, which publicly frames its mission as stopping so-called anti-American initiatives. When a group uses language like that, it risks painting entire communities, including students with disabilities, multilingual learners, and other vulnerable groups, as somehow less American or less deserving. Supporting these ideas would place this board in the same troubling light as the former member whose views shocked the community. Because some of the members of this board publicly supported or aligned themselves with that candidate, there is now an unavoidable appearance of conflict of interest in choosing his replacements. Families are asking a very reasonable question. How can we trust this board to independently select the next member when the last selection process failed so badly? I'm basically just asking you guys, we had two candidates that already ran and were already supported. I think we need to give those guys a chance, and let's not leave it to secret vote.
Then followed by Michelle Cole.
I'm fine. Hopefully by the next time I'm here, I won't need the crutches. Okay, I'm Jenna Baldwin again. As you look at the appointments, people have said a lot of things. I would like to make sure that when you guys look at your big pile of candidates, that you look for people that are nonpartisan, that are focused on students and staff, that will especially have a moderating effect on this board. People that do not have an axe to grind, people that are invested in our schools, whether their children go there, whether they've had time, put their time and energy towards the district, whether or not they have children. Does it have to have all that? No, but I think serious questions should be asked if they have no tie to no demonstrated tie to the district. I would request that what I would really like to see from the board is that you narrow down the candidate list and then allow us to all see who those final candidates are and to hear them speak. I think that would show a lot more transparency. I've heard there's more than 30 candidates. We don't need to hear from all of them. But I would like to see you narrow it down and then have those that are the top, 3, 5 people, let them talk so we can all hear that before a decision is made. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle Cole. Once. Michelle Cole. All right, she has left the building. That will finish up our community comments on non-agenda items. I do want to appreciate us getting through these public comments. No community members attacked each other. Certainly greatly appreciated, and look forward to hearing from you guys in the future. Make a motion to go into executive session.
I'll move.
I'm sorry.
I just want to address, because I was addressed and I wanted to be able to respond. I do not have the same feelings as Dan Smith. Yes, we ran together. We both were endorsed by the Republican Party. The vetting and all of that happened way prior to him ever making comments. I had no idea that that was his feelings. I do not share those same feelings. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that and make it public. I did not stand with that. Yes, I do not condone.
All right, Make a motion to go into executive session. Do I have, hold, stop. No, you're interrupting now. Okay, everyone, you want to get the attention. We're going to move on to executive session. Oh, if you want to, I'll tell you more than happy after the meeting where I stand. Right now, we're going to go into executive session.
I'd kind of like to know.
All right, let's go ahead and make a motion to go in there. In executive session.
I did.
All right, we have a second. Guys,
None of us agree with what he has stood for. None of us.
We wanted to know that.
He made that
it's
statement.
disgusting what he did. No, he's not sitting up here.
We wanted to hear as a community.
There is a reason he is not up here. He offered his resignation. We quickly accepted it. There is no place for that.
But there is place for hate because you haven't agreed.
We're going to talk about the bullying issue after this one because I think that's where the root cause is the bullying we're going to talk about. But that being said, I'm sorry, we're getting sidetracked. We got to get out of here. We got a whole slew. We have 38 people to talk about.
I moved. We just need a second.
Yeah, I'll second.
Vote.
Mrs. Horvath?
Yes.
Mr. Siebert?
No.
No. Mrs. Bullock?
Or we'll go to discussion. We'll come out to a vote. Yes? Or Ms. Bullock?
Yes, yes.
And Mr. Wallace?
Yes. Now, there would be no action back there. Will come out if a decision's made. I can't tell you whether I think there's going to be action or not until we get back there and do our discussion, so.